Scootler. Stars, gossip, hype.
So Dion, you're the first male evictee of Big Brother 2014.
It's time to go Dion.
How does it feel?
I was prepared. It's a bit of a shock, but you know, it's amazing to be back in the real world.
Who do you think, honestly, was going to be the housemate that came out tonight?
I was thinking Priya and Kat once they said it was a double. Either Priya, Kat or me. I definitely thought Travis and Katie would be safe. And then tomorrow night it'll be a bit of a battle for me and Kat, was what I was thinking.
Did you feel that it was a surprise tonight that you were evicted?
No, I was sort of planning for it, and then once they said it was a double, I was pretty sure it would be me. I've been a bit quiet in the house. I don't think I've been involved in a lot of the little dramas that have been going on.
Do you think having a relationship on the outside world impacts the way that you interact with the rest of the housemates?
Yeah, definitely to a point. I can't obviously flirt with anyone or be, you know, too touchy-feely with any of the girls.
Well, you've been flirting with Australia for the last 3 weeks.
It's hot in there, right? My shirt's going to come off.
Yeah.
It wasn't doing it on purpose.
We appreciated it. Last week there was a lot of controversy about the way that Gemma was evicted. Did you feel that in the house? Was it hard to watch?
It was brutal, yeah. We struggled very much with that. We all had the feeling that she was going to go, and everyone sort of knew that, but the way it was done, it was so hard for us to do that. Yeah, really hard.
Who do you think's in there, you know, looking to get a media job out of it? And who do you think's just being themselves?
I think some of the younger Sydney crew are wanting to get something out of this. So Travis, Aisha, Jakey, I can feel them sort of wanting something out of this. They're not settled in a job. A lot of them quit their jobs, so they're sort of thinking this is going to be a platform for them. Whereas more of the older housemates, like, well, I'm not older, but like I've got a house and a job, so more of me, Priya, Kat, we're sort of more settled in our lives, and we're not really looking to gain, you know, fame and fortune out of it. It was just, you know, that was just what we did. So,
who would you say is the alpha male in the house?
Look, on bravado, I think it's definitely Travi. So it would definitely come across that he's the silverback, where I think Ryan, Sam and I are all quite in the same level of maturity, but we sit back from it a bit and we let Travi, you know, layer it up.
Do you think Travis is being genuinely himself?
It's normally the girl that might play up the dumb blonde card, but I think he's playing up the footy guy card a little bit. He is a bit of a blokey bloke, but I think sometimes it gets a little bit too much. For sure.
In the nature of some of the boys having relationships on the outside world, and then what we saw last year in Big Brother with Tully and Drew, do you think that connections that Sandra and Sam are having, and Lawson and Kat, do you think that this really is... do you think they're going to... What do you think they're going to do?
I don't know. This whole Sandra thing has been such a topic of discussion, and there's constantly them walking off, having D&Ms and trying to figure out what's going on and what... Because the scary thing for them is they don't know what's being shown and how they're being portrayed, and Sandra doesn't want to be portrayed as a homewrecker, and there's so much stuff going on, but at the end of the day, nothing's happened and nothing has gone on that I've seen, so... You just have to trust them both that they're going to do. But I don't know what Sam's relationship's like. I don't know if it's rocky. You don't know what is going through their heads, but they seem to be getting along really well. But like they both said to everyone, they've both got, you know, guy mates and I've got girl mates, and it seems like it's matey. But
if one of them was going to tip over the scale, who would you say is going to get together?
I think it'll be Sam and Sandra before Lawson and Kat. I haven't seen any signs of them spending too much time together, Lawson and Kat. Whereas Sam and Sandra have obviously spent a lot of time together. So yeah, Sam and Sandra maybe, but I don't think they'd do that at all.
We saw a lot of dancing from you, especially tonight. I want to know, do you think there might be a career for this afterwards?
If there's like funny stone videos or something, or like most awkward dances ever, yeah, it's just a bit of fun. It's not... I never thought anyone would think I don't think anyone's think I can dance. It's all just Dion is dancing like no one's watching. And I guess that when there's 50 cameras on you, you just got to think no one's watching. If you focus on them, that's boring. So I just did it like there was no one there.
I'll be watching Dancing with the Stars if that happens. I will be.
I would too.
And I'll be loving it and watching it in slow-mo and fast forward. Do you think that this season of Big Brother is the hardest Big Brother we've seen so far? And that's the nature of the show. Does it feel harder?
It felt harder from the get-go. For me, it felt more challenging than what I thought it would be. But you just always have to look back and think, well, it's a game, and they're going to throw stuff at you, and you have to deal with it.
You know, you had great chemistry with Jason.
Yeah, I love Jason.
And you really like looked after him at certain points, and it was great for the audience to watch.
Me though as well. Like we looked after each other. He was my positivity, and I was his sort of, you know, bringing him back to earth a lot of the time. So
if you were a gay man, do you think that he would be your type?
I reckon so. If I was a gay man, yeah, he's got a really good positive outlook, and he's really loved.
Who do you think is going to be in the final three?
Final three, I'm really thinking Sky. I reckon she's got a massive following out there. I think Lawson's going to be a real strategist and try and get there to the end. And then probably another guy, because guys are normally the winners. So I reckon someone like Ryan, someone that's just going to sneak through and just slide on down. And he's really chummy with everyone. So I reckon no one's going to nominate him for a while, and then he'll end up just being in the top 5.
Who do you think will win, and who do you want to win?
Look, I said out there, I think Sam, just because he's a similar situation to Ryan, where he's in the thick of it, but he's in the thick of it in a good way. And I think right now, I think he could really take it all the way. And he's got the whole story. He's a Paralympian. He's got everything. He ticks all the boxes. He can tell a story at the drop of a hat. He's got 50 memorised because he's a public speaker. He's just got everyone eating out of his hand at the moment. So I think Sam, but who I would want to win, I think I would honestly want to see Jake or Ryan win. I think I'd want to see Jake, because I just think he's just such a sweet kid, and he means so well, and it would mean so much to him. He could really use that so much. So yeah, definitely Jake.
Was there anyone in particular that you didn't get along with, that you didn't like?
The only person it's not like I didn't get along with them, but I didn't really click with them, was probably Kat. I didn't get to know her that well, and I just felt like every time we chatted it was a bit boring, and it just, age difference kind of didn't really work.
Is there anything that you would change about your Big Brother experience?
No, not at all. I think I went in there and milked every situation that I could, had fun, you know, danced hard and had a good time, and, you know, really got to have a good time with everyone, and we all had so much fun together. And, you know, I was always happy to go whenever, and, you know, 1 or 2 or 4 more weeks, it's still going to be the same experience. You still went in there, you still lived it, and had a really good time, and everyone's stoked. So yeah, it's good.
Lastly, if you have a message to the people from Scoopla that supported you during your time in the house.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for supporting me. I can't imagine why you would have, but apparently I can dance a little bit. So thanks, guys. Thanks for supporting me. It's amazing. It's unreal to be out here. Thanks.
Should you maybe do a little bit of dance to finish with? There's a little choreography DVD. Can we get that happening? Thank you so much for your time. It was amazing.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks so much.
Scoopla. Stars, gossip, hype.